Hey guys, it's Kelly. Hey, I did a quick page. Sorry you're going to hear some background here, but I did a quick page in my mini art journal, and I had already pre-colored that little truck with the little pumpkins in the back, and that's from a honeybee stamp set and die set I've had for a long time. I pulled out some of the old things that I've had for a while instead of worrying about the new stuff. So I just want to do a simple, easy page real quick. There's some stamps that I'm going to use for the grass in the background, and that is a cloud stencil from My Favorite Things. I love that cloud stencil. It's the best. So I'm just going to use some distress ink and stencil a sky in the background. I wasn't really sure what I was going to do, but I knew I was a little limited on time, so I knew I wanted the clouds in the background in the truck, and I wasn't sure what else I was going to do, but I did know that it had to be simple because I only had a little bit of time. So we're just running through making a background with the sky. It doesn't have to be perfect. There's different ways to do this. I probably do it a little bit backwards, but it works for me. And my favorite color to use for this is the tumbled glass. I've seen other people do it with some orange and red hues. I really, really love that look. So great. And I might try that here pretty soon. But in this one, I just did a sky, a background. And I could have put some trees in the background and things like that. But again, less is more. Less is more. But this is from My Favorite Things. I'll try and make sure I link where I got that. I either got it from Amazon or Simon Says Stamps. I'm not an affiliate with Simon Says Stamp, but I do like their stuff, especially their card kits. I'm a fan of that. So I'm just spinning that thing. I love how you can just spin it and you get a totally different cloud line. It's so cool. But yeah, you can use different shades of blue too, but this was more of a super quick and easy one. It creates a background super fast. I love using this for cards. But if you wanted some depth, you can use a different shade of blue. You can use broken china. That's a little bit darker than tumbled glass, but I really like that one. So just clean it up a little bit, and I have my sticky grid tape that helps to keep it straight. I do like to use that when I'm using stencils. And I just use some brown cardstock, and I use that die just to put a little edge on it where it's dotted, like it looks like it's stitched. But I just ran it through my die cut machine. And those are little tufts of grass. Those are so cute. So I've used them in a lot of things. So it's a great filler behind things when you need like grass. And you can use like different colors. So I used peel paint and mowed grass and just kind of offset them a little bit just to kind of have a little bit of grassy visual texture behind the little hill that I'm going to put that truck on. So it was super quick and easy. I didn't fuss over things being perfect, and I'll tell you, if you could just just stop trying to create something perfect every time you create something, it really does make it more fun and more enjoyable if you're tight on time like I am. So there's the mowed grass, and this is all distress ink. I didn't use any oxide ink or anything like that, just my good old-fashioned distress ink. And I was just offsetting the smaller one just in between the different grass stamps in there and just slapped it on. And then I take that hill and I just glue it down super quick. I'm using my Simon Says Stamp glue that I got in one of my kits. It's really great glue. It works great. It's been my go-to lately. I'm almost out of it, so I'll just move on to the other ones. But and I say this all the time, but the Barely Art glue is really, really, I love that one. That's the precision one. When you're doing things, really tiny things, sequins and things like that. I love using that one too. But this one works great when I'm doing larger, chunks of paper, putting it down. It works really well. And I always store it upside down with the cap, and the cap gets a little gummy, so I just clean it up every once in a while. But yeah, I just wanted the truck to be going downhill, and I was going to do a play on words with, oh, it's all downhill from here, but it felt negative, so I didn't. So I just put embrace everyday life. Just the normal stuff, you're just driving, normal. the ups and downs of life. Just embrace it. Every day this side of the dirt is definitely a great day. So there it is. And then a real trick quick for those that don't know, I do like to use foam tape, but that stuff can get expensive. And sometimes it's a little too thick for the art journal that I have. So if you have that, just cut some cardstock paper into strips. And however thick you want it, you can just glue them together and make your own dimension. So for this one, I decided to use 3 sheets of paper on top of each other, and that was the perfect dimension. It lifts it up just enough to not be a nuisance and in the way when you're closing the pages. So if you guys aren't already doing that, I definitely recommend that. You will save money for sure, and you always have extra scraps around from when you're, cutting and creating. So, and does it take a couple, just a little bit more time? Sure. But it's all part of the process. You just glue them together. It's not hard. You can use an HEG gun too if you want. You can use whatever glue you want. I prefer the wet glue when I'm doing this, because the wet glue also gives it a little bit more rigidity. So it definitely helps to keep it more firm when it's lifted up. And I think that's what you need when you want to have that dimension. So it just makes it even a little bit thicker. So if you got to glue it down anyway, then maybe you only need 2 sheets of paper. Just depends on what you like. So I got my truck down, and then I just used one of my Tim Holtz, it's just a binder of different words, and they're already sticky, and I just inked each one on the outside with Vintage Photo and put it down. And I called it done after that. Super quick and easy. And then around the edges, I used the Vintage Photo just to kind of frame it in. And I just was like, that's enough. It doesn't need to be all fancy. Now, if I recorded myself doing the truck and the pumpkins in the back, it definitely would have taken longer. I used alcohol ink to color that. It was really easy to do that. It didn't take long at all. But yeah, this was a fun page. And this is the first one that I've done landscape instead of the portrait in the book. And it'll work. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to comment, like, and share the video. And I will have a lot more to come.